Right, we're going to start with The Nation. Tinubu has set standard in leadership, says Buhari. No distraction, please, Emefiele tells campaigners. Telecom blackout likely in Abuja, Ondo, Ekiti, others. And Wike Ayim, South deserves PDP presidential ticket. Okay, I was going to just take the president's quote. So, yes, we're celebrating Asiwaju's birthday today.
Yes.
And the president said he notes and salutes his courage, his resilience, selflessness, and nobility in always placing the welfare and unity of the nation above self, backed with vision of a greater Nigeria. This was from President Muhammadu Buhari. And quite a lot of accolades to Asiwaju. Yeah, powerful words.
Yes.
He puts himself last. Okay.
It's also important that, because the president is talking about him, talk about a person who's giving you, both in private and in public. That's the way I feel about him. This is someone, there's so much, if the people whose lives is impacted are talking about it constantly, those will be the narratives out there, because you are the true example of the seeds that he sowed. But, when you wait for a while and you only talk when it's necessary or when you're around him, it's wrong. Talk publicly and privately about what he's done and how he's impacted your life. It's extremely important. And loyalty is also an extremely important thing.
Yeah. Okay, let's take one more story. You have the Emefiele story.
So the CBN governor is saying that there's just so much noise out there about him trying to run for president. There's news that he bought three private jets in preparation for this. That please, I beg. Right now, what's on my plate is that I'm fighting inflation. Let me read what he says. He says, my focus at this time is robust monetary policy and fighting inflation, which is now a global problem, building a strong financial system in an increasingly uncertain global economy. So, in summary, summary, he just says, stop with the fake news. Yes. This is what I'm about right now. And
in put hashtag no disturbance.
Okay. You should just come out and say, I am not running.
He has come out already on his Twitter.
This is the second
he put it on Twitter.
No, he's saying, don't distract me. He's not coming out to say, look, I am not running for presidency, full stop.
Okay.
He's still living
in Nigeria.
Speculation. I'm not running for presidency. And then we now hear, it's like, come on, God, this is a Nigerian
It's the same thing we've been asking of the vice president.
Tell us, are you running?
People are posting, and every day you just say it's fake news. I still here. You're not exactly saying whether or not
you're running or just say, I'm not running. But once you just make that statement,
and I feel that even for
fake news will stop
until someone picks a ticket. Let us not
I think it's a general Nigerian problem.
Once you pick a ticket, then we know that you're serious.
Maybe that's how they said Asiwaju owned the Oriental. Nigerians don't come out and tell us, I don't own it. Say it, I do not own Oriental. But no, they'll just let rumor mongers continue. And then answers happen, they go and destroy somebody's hotel. Tell us that you don't own this. The hotel.
Did they destroy the hotel?
They went to go and the book down. Yes, they tried to. Moving on quickly to the Punch. National Convention, Aregbesola lies allies, aggrieved chieftain supporters dump APC. I didn't read that story. 1.8 million candidates register for UTME JAM Partners CBT centers on diesel costs. Train derails as terrorists bomb Abuja Kaduna rail track. Kaduna Airport not attacked, 12 terrorists eliminated, says the military. 8 killed as cultists engage in supremacy battle in Ogun. NULGA plans protest as state assemblies get constitutional amendment bill today. Marketers blame oil price, forex as cooking gas price rises again. Okay, which story are we taking?
Let me start with the marketers. Marketers of liquefied petroleum gas are saying that presently the cost of gas is gone up, and they gave facts. They said the 12.5 kg as example has gone up between 200 to 300 naira per each kg. This is according to the Nupeng LPG retailers branch chairman Chika Umudu, who was speaking with correspondents on why, and he was blaming, of course, forex, also blaming the cost of gas, and he's saying it's even internationally. We're asking government at this time, Ramadan is just 4 days away, Nigerians are having it tough. I'm buying foodstuff, basic foodstuff. The guest yesterday was talking about how these are the real factors, not just the inflation figures that we have, but the real factors are purchasing power and the cost of commodities in the market. So it's tough out there.
Take another story.
There was a battle for supremacy in Ogun. 8 people were killed. Apparently, it was the battle between Eye and Aye. The killings happened because one of the kingpins, popularly known as Tommy, in Uluwo, Abeokuta, was killed. So they came to Pansheke, and then they killed about 8 people. They shot and killed people. There was one electrician who was shot, and he fell off the bike that was conveying him. All his intestines came out, and he died. And just such a terrible, terrible story.
Yeah. So I have the Kaduna airport story. So I remember, I think it was at the weekend, we had heard that the Kaduna airport had been attacked. So the military has come to, give us a proper picture of what happened. He said that first of all, the incident occurred about 6 kilometers away from the airport. Military says that there are different layers of security before you can get to the airport. So the bandits were walking past the bush, and then one of the staff of NAMA, who was in charge of, some equipment in that area, they sighted him and then they're shooting at him. Of course, the bandits will make it look like, yes, we have attacked the airport. He says, but the moment those shots rang out, in 3 minutes, the military was already there, and they were able to shoot down 12 of them. They had called the Air Force as well and got 12 of them. And they're just assuring that there's proper security at the airport, that it would take you to go past various layers of security to get to the airport itself. Okay, and then maybe I should just add the story of the Kaduna-Abuja rail. Yesterday night, there was so much news about allegedly the track being bomb being detonated, but we're getting from the Railway Commission, what they're saying is that they cannot confirm that there were any bombs, but definitely there were bandits shooting at the train, and the train stopped because of the shots, and there were lots of passengers, hundreds of passengers on the train, but the military got there to them on time and protected them, which was confirmed by someone who claimed he was in the train at the time and said, but the military is here for us.
But there's a counter. Daily Nigerian took an online newspaper, took an account of someone who was in on the train. And, the account was that the rails were bombed with IEDs, improvised explosives. And then the train itself was shot at. All passengers were lying flat in the train, on the train. And the spokesperson for the railway confirmed that, such happened, but she couldn't give details of, whether there was any kidnap. The news said that they were able to attack and enter the train, and they took some people, but...
All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing points. There's a story I wanted to take there. The National Union of Local Government Employees set to hold a protest at the National Assembly. This is according to a Punch. They're saying that they're insisting that the National Assembly lawmakers pass this bill, which is going to be reviewed today. If you recall, the NGF chairman, the governor of Ekiti State, was one of those saying that they cannot pass the bill on autonomy, local government autonomy, because obviously the states are the ones that can actually better have better control of the local government and know how best to distribute the resources across their state, not so much the local government. That if you empower the local government, therefore you're having 3 arms of government, there could be a bit of conflict, and that would not actually be best for our democracy. So a lot of governors are still against this local government autonomy to be passed, the bill to be passed. So, but the 36 speakers of the entire country, that the various House of Assemblies across the country, are planning to have a meeting today in Ibadan to discuss, not today, this week in Ibadan to discuss it, but there will be a protest from the NULG.
Yes, and Abba Kyari has been denied bail.
Yes.
He's been, the NDLA have asked them to remand him at the Kuje prisons, and the other 2 that pleaded not guilty to be remanded at another prison. I can't get the name here.
So moving quickly to Daily Sun. FG, PDP, 5 million points is money. FG, PDP fight over destabilization plot. Sits at home returns bloody in Imo and Enugu. SANU, NASU strike ground public universities. And terrorist bomb rail track attack Abuja-Kaduna train with passengers on board. Okay.
Yes, so Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union have commenced their strike. They started yesterday, and reports coming in show that many campuses were like ghost towns. The gates were left open for just free flow of human and vehicular traffic. There's just no one there. You know, they had given a warning, and they had said they were going on this strike. And they also said that they are putting people in place at the different campuses to ensure that it's properly followed, that people follow this strike action. They asked a few of them, you know, stakeholders, how they feel, especially as it affects the students. They said they are sorry that this is happening, but really the ground should be with the federal government, that what they're doing today, the strike that they're taking today, is so that things can be better for the students in future. Says government should always stand by agreements and not just throw them away after it, you know, they had come to a conclusion with government.
Okay,
and
so
two policemen. Okay,
go ahead.
Two policemen were injured in Imo. They attacked the police station at about 3 o'clock, and it lasted till 4:30. It was fire for fire. The police gave them correct back, and all the people in the area went running helter-skelter, hiding. They said they have never heard anything like that. I just wish that these people would just allow there to be peace.
Unknown, I think I took that story in other people. I think it's unknown gunmen saying that they came from the bush, from some forest. I'll take that story. Okay, there was a story like the major headline. So Alhaji Lai Mohammed was responding to PDP and accusing them of trying to pull another round of NSAS protests across the country because they are peddling lies about the government and the administration of Muhammadu Buhari. According to him, he was responding to when PDP said the spokesperson, Debo Olugunogba, was saying that their convention was quite appalling to watch, saying that how could they, it was a jamboree to spew out a bunch of lies about their false performances, about the economy and education, infrastructure and all that. So because of that, Alhaji Lai was responding to him saying that, listen, we've been in opposition. You are the opposition that when we were opposition, we criticized your government based on facts. We didn't try to burn down the country. By spewing all these lies on social media, by trying to whip up another NSAS protest across the country, you're trying to ground the country. If you ground Nigeria, if you now finally get power, which country would you have to govern? That we've been opposition, and when we were opposition, we did not ground Nigeria. We're only using facts against you, that they should learn from them, from their own, when they were opposition, that they were better and the opposition to beat. That so far, PDP, he's contemplating that they are planning to plan another NSAS protest that might actually ground the country.
I don't know what evidence he has for that, but I just want to say, is he talking as the APC spokesperson or the federal government? Because PDP is not attacking, PDP is attacking APC. You are now answering as federal government. So I think he's got his wires crossed somewhere. He should be attacking, is he a PDP? Let the APC spokesperson talk to PDP.
Well, he's a member of the party, so he's saying that there's nothing wrong.
He's also the Minister of Information. They are supposed to rule for everybody, not one person, not one party. He's Minister of Information for Nigeria, not for APC.
Okay. Moving on quickly now to Vanguard. Hoodlums attack Imo police station with petrol bombs. And I think that's the story why you can try to take earlier. Convention AFG attacks PDP, alleges destabilization bid. Cultists kill 8 persons in Ogun. Olowusto family threatens legal action against Obasanjo and kingmakers. Court orders a transfer of Abakari 6 others to prison custody. Transcorp Group PBT hits 27.9 billion. Fighting inflation, my focus, not rumored presidential bid, says Emefiele. ASU strike, NANS begin PD protests in Abuja. Terrorist bomb Abuja-Kaduna rail track, attack 970 passengers. And 2023, PDP will lose if zoning isn't respected. I think we're taking most of the stories.
Yeah, let me take the Nigerian Association, National Association of Nigerian Students, just as a follow-up to the NASU-SANU strike.
Yes.
So they have begun theirs, a protest. They're meeting at the Unity Fountain in Abuja today, you know, to express their displeasure with what's going on you know, with ASU, with the non-academic staff union, and just government. See, it's so unfair. I mean, this is me talking. It's so unfair. These children have just been left with, you know, no future, nothing to show. What is the plan? What would you eventually, what are we planning to do with these children? We have a whole group of Nigerian students, of Nigerian children who are out of school because they cannot afford to go to school. Then we have those who can be in school, who are able to put small resources together and be in school, and you're closed. Federal government should not be sitting down quietly while this is going on. And I hope that this protest will somehow get to the federal government and they'll do something quickly about this. This is not in the papers, this was me.
Yeah. Can I take the story about the ritualist suspected? Yes. Apparently they had been in they had been going about once, what do you call it, lounging by a school. They had been, you know, casing the joint, as you call it in the hoods, call it. They call it in the hood. So they had been casing the joint. So this woman got there with her son. One paper said her son, another one said her children. And as she got down to let her children out of the car, the guy entered the car. And unfortunately, and he locked the doors, but unfortunately, unfortunately for her, she had taken the keys and turned off the engine, so he couldn't move.
Oh, my Lord. So
she alerted, so they caught him, and they beat him, and then he confessed that they had been kidnapping children in different places, and they take them to Oyo for rituals.
What?
Yep.
In Lagos?
In Lagos. Is this school in Normally Estate too? I will tell you the school. It's in the paper, but I don't want to say it on air.
Hey.
Can you imagine?
Nigerian Tribune, we have to run.
His accomplice ran away.
We have to run. Let me see. The story is not taken. Nigerian Tribune, the NBA faults Air National Assembly creation of 6 new law school campuses. Terrorists blow up Abuja, Kaduna. We talked about that. Alton raises alarm on imminent Telecom blackout in Kogi and 9 other states. Kidney failure, seek medical help if your urine is foamy, says expert.
Very quickly. I wanted to take that story.
Yes.
Okay. Because
if
your urine is foamy, because today is Healthy Tuesday. If your urine is foamy, please seek medical attention. That means you might have a kidney problem. So.
Okay, quick one.
Okay, Alton. So the Alton is the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria. And they said they have been shut down. The operations have been shut down. Most of their offices shut down by the Kogi state government in what has to do with collecting of levies, taxes. And they said based on what they know, what they've done is that they have paid their taxes, but the government is demanding more taxes. And this is going to impact telecommunication services in Kogi State and the 9 states that are, you know, bordering Kogi State as well. And so I guess they're just asking that the government, you know, to come in between, to come and, you know, assist with this, or else there will be complete shutdown of telecommunication services within this area.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back from what's our hot topic of the day, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.